This is why majority black people don't vote Republican. Oh my goodness. So I just got done watching this, oh my God, this painful interview with Tim Scott on The View. And I have to say, it's mesmerizing, okay, to see the alternate perspective that people have. Because anyone with an IQ above room temperature could see that Tim Scott is a bumbling, bald-headed, a simpleton. That's what he is. He's a buffoon. You know, for lack of better words, that's what he is. But I'm seeing people saying, oh, Tim Scott destroyed it. He absolutely annihilated it. I'm just like, you can't say that if you have just a cursory understanding of American history or black history, and that, you know, once again, your IQ is above room temperature. Tim Scott is the epitome of what white conservatives want of the Republican Party for black people, especially black men. He's docile, he's non-threatening, okay? So you don't have to worry about him pushing back on certain systemic issues. You don't have to worry about him, you know, stepping out of line and saying, hey, I think there's a problem here. No, you don't have to worry about any of that. And then he's vehemently, I would assume that many women find him unattractive. So he has nothing going for him. He's got just horrible features, very dumb. He's poorly dressed. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, the guy's a walking L. And that is exactly, unfortunately, what the majority white Republicans want for black people. That is exactly what they want. They're not a threat in any shape or form. You are good, nothing more than a mouthpiece for them. That's unfortunate because in this interview, all he did was obfuscate and deflect. That's it. This was a horrid display. First and foremost, we start off with him being questioned about Ron DeSantis. She says, hey, Ron DeSantis is right behind Donald Trump. You know, is it concerning the extremist route that the Republican Party seems to be taking, right? Does this, alarm you because this doesn't come off as conservatism?
One question I have as someone who's more traditional conservative is what does that say about the kind of extremes some of your party has moved to? Because it doesn't reflect conservatism to me.
Now, I can answer that question real quick. This has always been the party, okay? Just like OnlyFans. These women have always wanted to do OnlyFans. There just hasn't been an outlet for them to make money, okay? But this is nothing new, and that's the sad part. That's the thing about Trump. Many people may like Trump. I like Trump. I think many black people like Trump. The problem is who also likes Trump. That's the problem. The problem is he also comes with a bunch of trash. That's the problem. He comes with a bunch of degenerates that also are in his mix. So you ever have that friend who you like, but it's like, yo, I don't like your brother, I don't like your cousin, I don't like your sister, I don't like your mom, I don't like any of the people around you. I just like you. Everyone else you hang around is absolute garbage. That is Trump in a nutshell, for the most part. Tim Scott doesn't answer the question. He doesn't answer the question whatsoever. He deflects. He starts talking about, well, the optimistic message and, blah, 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 blah. People in Ohio.
I'll just say that as a guy on the campaign trail in Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina, the early voting states, what I found to be really refreshing is that the optimistic, positive message has not been shared in so long. We've been embroiled in battles for so long that when people hear the message,
it's like, bruh, that has nothing to do with what she asked. That's another reason that I can't stand politicians, because they are just slimy weasels. They have mastered the way of deflecting and obfuscating when it comes to certain questions. And the problem is they are never faced with someone who's going to who's going to ask the question again or let them know, call them out and be like, yo, you didn't answer the question. That's exactly what she does. She just lets him go on this little freaking run-on sentence and blah, 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 diatribe. Then it gets to Sonny. Now, Sonny asks him about systemic racism. She gives him facts, right? Straight up facts. When it comes to, I think she lists off 5, was it healthcare, education, housing, employment. I can't remember the other one, but that's what she goes off. He's like, yo, why do you say there's no such thing as systemic racism? I mean, do you even believe in it? Like, why do you say that?
And you are the first black senator elected in the South since the Reconstruction. That would be about 114 years.
Damn.
yet you say that your life disproves leftist lies.
You miss me? Huh? Oh, yes, sir. I miss you like a hog miss fly.
I'm the exception, but we are not the rule. And so when it comes to racial inequality, it persists in 5 core aspects of life in the U.S. economics, education, healthcare, criminal justice, and housing.
Damn.
At nearly every turn, these achievements were fought, threatened, and erased, most often by white violence. You have indicated that you don't believe in systemic racism. What is your definition of systemic racism?
And guess what he does? He doesn't answer the question. You want to know what he gives as his answer? I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out of my seat listening to this bald-headed milk dud. He goes on to say what every white ignorant of the Republican Party says. We had a black president, okay? You know, we're making progress. We had a black president, okay? Look at the Kamala Harris. That's a black VP.
One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception.
What?
I will tell you that if my life is the exception, I can't imagine.
But it is.
But it's not, actually.
It's been 114 years.
Yes.
Damn.
So the fact of the matter is we've had an African-American president, African-American vice president. We've had 2 African-Americans to be secretaries of the state.
I couldn't believe it. I was so disgusted with this man. And that's the reason that many black people are disgusted with these black conservatives, because they are nothing more than mouthpieces for white Republicans. They will go out of their way to do these mental gymnastics in order to placate their base, because they know if he had said the truth, he would be out of a job. He would lose all any type of support, as minuscule as it is. He would lose that. He has to, keep on tap dancing in order to get his paycheck. And that's disgusting. And I think black people as a group, we're better than that. We are. We fought so hard to get out of that paradigm. And here we are again. And I feel like we keep on seeing more and more of these Sambos who come out and do these talking points. It's crazy because what Sonny says, he actually reinforces. She's talking about, hey, we're the exception to the rule, okay? A great book that exemplifies all of her points is The Exceptional Negro. I suggest you check it out, buy it immediately. It's a great book, okay? It'll very much educate you, which is something that is not found within the black conservative Republican base. Many black conservatives, black Republicans, don't know black history. They know black history and means to exploit it for their talking points and for their political agenda. They don't know the other side of the story. That's the problem. They only know one side of history. He goes on to talk about how a black VP, a black president, the captain of the police department is black. And she's like, those are all exceptions. That's the point. That's the point. But furthermore, that doesn't mean anything, okay? This whole sham, we already saw that with the Democrats, right? Black people have already seen that with the Democrats when it comes to representation. Just because there's a black face, that doesn't mean anything, okay? That doesn't mean anything. Did we not see anything? Did we not see a clear and present example when it came to BLM? Blackface doesn't mean anything. When it comes to the Black Caucus, we saw them, really have to bend down and bend over for Biden when they were on that phone call, if you guys remember. That doesn't mean anything, okay? Just because there is a black manager who runs the company. Who's paying the black manager? Just because there's a black face there, that doesn't mean anything, okay? There were black faces back in slavery, all right? Guess what? They were in the house, or they were just as bad as the slave master. I'm sick and tired of this buffoonery, this bold ignorance. And it's not even ignorance, because he knows better. Tim Scott knows better. So it's intellectual manipulation. It's a form of intellectual grooming for the masses in order to placate, the white ignorance of the Republican Party, the racists, the dregs of society of this country, of this planet. Okay? And I think that's sickening. But I think the best part is when he gets called out for his bullcrap statistics. Because then he tries to say that, hey, you know what? It is progression. Because you know what? Back in my time, back in my granny's day or whatever, my mama day, only 10% of black people, no black people were graduating. Now, over 90% of black people are graduating.
When my mother was born, about 10% of African Americans got a high school degree, diploma. Today, it's over 90%. When you look at the income, success that we've had.
That's an HBCU stat.
Got him!
And Sonny calls him out. I'm so glad. See, you can't hustle someone who's up to date and well read on the topic. She says that's an HBCU stat, right? Now, imagine trying to compare the graduation rate of black Americans solely based off of HBCUs. That is such intellectual just manipulation. I want to use a stronger word, but I can't. It's disgusting. That goes to show that he knows better. It's intellectual hypocrisy at the best. Okay, I would say at the least. At the best, he's just bold-faced lying. All right, he's just bold-faced lying, and he knows better. He just didn't expect Sonny to know the stats that he was spewing off the top of his mouth. So what does he do after being called up? He deflects again. Well, that's why I wanted to increase funding for HBCUs.
Well, listen, HBCUs is a good one, because one of the reasons why I took the funding for HBCUs to the highest level in the history of the country, and then I helped make it permanent.
Just a weasel, just a political weasel. He is everything that people hate about politics. Everything. Just a slimy little snake. Absolutely, I'm sorry. This interview with Tim Scott, it should completely, shotgun his campaign. But it won't, because it's going to appease the white ignorance. That's the problem. That is, in a nutshell, the problem. If we had more actual good white people who would silence or speak up against the white ignorance of the Republican Party, we would actually make some progress, bruh. But we can't. We can't. Because the good white people in the Republican Party are silent because they don't want to be targeted or attacked. So they keep quiet while the vocal minority going out talking all this crazy stuff. Now I'm just like, yo, where are the John Browns, bruh? Where are the actual good white people, okay? We see what the ignorants think of a good black person. Where are the good white people to stand up and to speak out against this hateful rhetoric coming from the right? Nowhere to be found, unfortunately. Nowhere to be found. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, I don't know what happened to you, okay? You done changed, all right? Tim Scott, he one of the good ones. He was talking that truth, okay? He was talking the truth. Or if you believe, Tim Scott is a bald-headed buffoon, okay? He's a dishonest, just, imbecile. He's a cretin in politics. That's what he is. He's one of the good ones, and then the only one of the good ones, okay? They keep him around just so they can say, hey, look at our black guy. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. And here we are again.